Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the AGL LR Baby and see just how good he is in Dbz Dokkan metal after his Extreme Z Awakening and how you can get his Extreme Z Awakening. Now, this is the ultimate Malign being Super Baby 2 Giant Ape. And I think people have been waiting a while for his Extreme Z battle and his Extreme Z Awakening. He was seen as the savior of GT bosses. He's not quite that, but he's definitely pretty good. Now, obviously with Baby, full power and tech are going to be your #1 options here. However, you do, and I repeat, you do need to activate the legendary power link to do damage. If you don't activate the legendary power link, you will not be able to do damage. Basically it will do very diminished damage. So it's very important that you activate legendary power. Now, in terms of Baby's passive, he looks pretty good, and we'll kind of discuss that a little bit more a little bit later on. But he looks really solid. I think overall he's a nice unit that definitely, helps out GT bosses a lot. Whether he's the absolute answer to it, I don't think so, but he looks pretty good. Now, full power in terms of a team is pretty interesting. Okay, so in terms of full power, of course, you have the leads. So you have Tech, Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You've got Int LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which is by far the best because of his ability to activate legendary power. And you also have Physical Full Power Broly. Any of these units is fine. For full power as a lead, I would only avoid the LR free-to-play Freezer, the LR Strength Freezer, as he's just not necessarily the best option. Ideally, you'd use Int LR SS4 Goku. If you don't have him, then you must use him as a friend lead. Now, in terms of free-to-play options, we're going to be taking all of the LR free-to-play options, so we can trigger the legendary power link. So that's going to be Master Roshi, it's going to be Krillin, it's going to be Goku. We'll also be taking the Tech Kappa, because he's also a pretty nice pickup. And then I'm going to be taking the Tech World Tournament Demon King Piccolo. However, you can take basically whatever you want. Ideally, you take LRs, high damage LRs. If you've got your own Int LR SS4 Goku, you can slot him in instead. There's plenty that you can do here to make this team better. But I like to give you guys pretty much a baseline, a good baseline, and show you how the free-to-play options work. Now, Krillin's great, Goku's great. Master Roshi tends to take a little bit damage a bit later on, but he's more than fine. Kappa is actually great as a third slot unit, just kind of tanking really well. He only takes supers for like 130k, which is really good later on. So this team does fine. It didn't really fail. It was able to auto battle pretty much up to stage 9. And then you just have to be a bit careful of where Master Roshi is going ultimately at the end of the day. So it's not anything too crazy, but it is obviously, you just have to be a bit wary of where you're placing your units. Ideal rotations are going to be like Int LR SS4 Goku with either physical Goku or physical Krillin, or it's going to be to have the other rotation being Tech SS4 Goku alongside the other units, so whether that's Krillin or Goku, etc. Float Master Roshi, float Kappa, float Demon King Piccolo. You can also use Demon King Piccolo instead of full power SS4 Goku. It's just going to depend on if you have his EZA or not, or who you're using as a lead. So yeah, but you can pretty much use any of the leads except for Frieza. So if you've got Broly, you just throw him in the rotation there. Everything should be fine. Now, in terms of Baby's Extreme Z Awakening, it looks pretty good. Obviously very different from his original passive. So basically like a huge tripling of his passive. So he now greatly raises defense on his 12 key, on his 18 key. Instead of 100% attacking defense, he has 150. And when there's a pure sense enemy, he's gaining 100% instead of a 50%. When there's a hybrid sense category enemy, he's gaining another 100%, which is pretty crazy. Really good stuff, basically. He gets a 40% crit chance if HP is 40% or more with 100% attack and defense. If you're below 40% health, he instead gets high evasion and 150% defense. So he's got some nice flexibility. If you're in a bad situation, he's going to gain evasion, which is pretty good. If you're in a good situation, he will have crit, which is nice. Means that you can build him a full additional build pretty much, which is pretty cool. In terms of his grade 8 form, there was not much changed. He's got a high chance of performing a crit now and +2 key instead of +1, which is nice. I think both of those changes are good. Baby is a good unit. There's nothing wrong with Baby in any way, shape or form. I think his EZA is very impressive and very good. I think they continue to keep him still very interesting with that 100% attack and defense when facing pure sands or hybrid sands, but they've managed to change it so that he's a little bit less limited than he was before, which I think is really good. The health threshold requirements is pretty interesting in terms of his overall performance, but I think he's a nice unit. We're going to have to see just how good he is, of course. His giant form is also very, very good. Giant form being really, really solid. It actually does good damage. Like the baby giant form is one of the few giant forms that actually historically does very good damage. And so, like, realistically, it's going to continue along that vein, which I think is very good. We'll have to see. GT bosses still needs more, I think. It needs more than what Baby can provide. Although Baby is very good, it just needs more than what he can give. So we'll have to see eventually just how good the GT bosses team is and how much he actually helps them out. But I do think he's got a couple teams he can be good on. He's on Terrifying Conquerors, he's on Transformation Boost, he's on Giant Form, he's on Artificial Life Form, Space Traveling Warriors, Inhuman Deeds, Target Goku, GT bosses. So he's on a couple of teams. He doesn't have to just be the GT bosses savior. So we'll take a look and see how good he is. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It's always appreciated. And that will probably be it from me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and if you need any help with the Extreme battle. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye.